Before her high school diploma even came into view, Paige Bueckers was already considered the next big name in women's basketball. Her incredible talent as a teenager has led to many predictions of a bright future in the WNBA. Now, with Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese preparing to step into the professional arena, the spotlight shifts to Bueckers. Will she rise to become the leading name in women's college basketball next season? We'll explore her rise from high school standout to college phenom and what sets her apart as we look ahead to her future. Early life and high school stardom. Paige Bueckers was born on October 20th, 2001 in Edina, Minnesota, and grew up in the suburb of Hopkins. From an early age, basketball was more than just a game for her. It was a passion, an outlet, and a way of life. She started playing basketball at the age of 5, and though she dabbled in other sports like soccer and baseball, basketball always held her heart. Her father, Bob Bueckers, played a significant role in nurturing her love for the game. He introduced her to basketball and was her first coach, teaching her the fundamentals and inspiring her to dream big. From a young age, Paige was different. Her basketball IQ was through the roof, and she had an innate sense for the game that set her apart. Her ability to read the court, anticipate plays, and make split-second decisions made her a standout even among older players. By the time she was in 7th grade, she was already playing on her high school team's junior varsity squad, and by 8th grade, she moved up to varsity. This early exposure to high-level competition only fueled her drive to excel. Bueckers' high school career at Hopkins High School was nothing short of remarkable. She made an immediate impact in her freshman year, scoring 28 points in her varsity debut and consistently putting up impressive stats all season. It didn't take long for her to become a household name in Minnesota basketball circles. She led Hopkins to a 22-7 record and a spot in the state tournament. Even as a freshman, she was already showing glimpses of the transcendent talent that would later captivate the nation. In her sophomore year, she averaged 22.3 points, 6.8 assists, and 5.9 rebounds per game, which earned her the prestigious Minnesota Gatorade Player of the Year award. This award was a significant achievement, recognizing not only her talent on the court, but also her leadership, sportsmanship, and academic excellence. It was clear that Paige Bueckers was not just a basketball player. She was a well-rounded student athlete who excelled in all areas of her life. Her junior year was even more spectacular, with Bueckers averaging 24.4 points per game and leading her team to a perfect 32-0 season, capped off with a state championship title. In the state final, she scored an astonishing 43 points, showcasing her ability to perform in the biggest moments. That year, she gained national attention and was featured on the cover of Slam magazine, a rare feat for a high school player, let alone a female high school player. The feature marked a significant moment in her career, highlighting the growing recognition of her talents on a national level. By her senior year, Bueckers had become a dominant force, averaging 21.4 points, 9.4 assists, and 5.4 steals per game, leading Hopkins to yet another undefeated season. She also collected several high-profile accolades, including Gatorade Female High School Athlete of the Year and National Player of the Year. Her senior season was a culmination of years of hard work, dedication, and a relentless pursuit of excellence. By the time she graduated, Paige Bueckers was widely regarded as the best high school player in the country, and her future in basketball seemed limitless. The decision to choose UConn. Coming out of high school, Paige Bueckers was a 5-star recruit and ranked the #1 player in the 2022 recruiting class by ESPN, even ahead of future stars Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese. She had her pick of schools, but ultimately decided to attend the University of Connecticut, UConn, a powerhouse in women's college basketball. UConn had produced many legendary players, including Diana Taurasi, Maya Moore, and Brianna Stewart, and Bueckers seemed destined to join their ranks. Choosing UConn was a decision that came with immense pressure. The program's rich history of success meant that Bueckers would be expected to contribute to the legacy from the moment she stepped on campus. But Bueckers was not one to shy away from challenges. Her choice to attend UConn was also influenced by her desire to be coached by Gino Auriemma, one of the most respected and successful coaches in the history of the sport. Auriemma's ability to develop players and build championship teams was a major draw for Bueckers, who saw UConn as the perfect place to refine her skills and prepare for the next level. Freshman year, living up to the hype. In her freshman year at UConn, all eyes were on Bueckers as the most hyped player in women's college basketball. She made her collegiate debut on December 12, 2020, and immediately lived up to expectations, scoring 17 points, grabbing 9 rebounds, dishing out 5 assists, and collecting 5 steals in a 56-0 win. This was just a glimpse of what was to come. Bueckers quickly established herself as the leader of the team, displaying a maturity and poise that belied her age. Her breakout moment came on February 3, 2021, when she scored 32 points and had 7 assists in a win over St. John's, the highest scoring output by a UConn freshman since 2007. 2 days later, she scored 30 points in a win over Marquette, followed by another 31-point game in an overtime victory against top-ranked South Carolina. Bueckers became the first UConn player to score 30 or more points in 3 straight games. Her ability to rise to the occasion in big moments was one of the hallmarks of her freshman season. Whether it was hitting clutch shots, making the right pass, or playing lockdown defense, Bueckers consistently delivered when her team needed her most. By the end of February, Bueckers was breaking records. On February 27, she recorded 20 points, a UConn record 14 assists, and 7 rebounds in a win over Butler. She led UConn to the Big East regular season title, earning both Big East Player of the Year and Big East Freshman of the Year honors, a feat only achieved by UConn legend Maya Moore before her. Bueckers was also named to the first team All-Big East and the Big East All-Freshman team. Her dominance continued in the postseason. In the Big East Tournament Final, she scored 23 points, grabbed 6 rebounds, and handed out 4 assists, earning the Most Outstanding Player award. In her NCAA tournament debut, Bueckers set a UConn record for the most points in a tournament debut with 24 points in a win over High Point. She followed that up with a 28-point performance in a win over Baylor, leading UConn to their 13th consecutive Final Four appearance. While UConn fell to Arizona in the Final Four, ending their season with a 28-2 record, Bueckers' individual accolades were staggering. She made the Final Four All-Tournament team and swept all major National Player of the Year awards, becoming the first freshman in history to do so. She was a unanimous first-team All-American and won the Nancy Lieberman Award as the nation's top point guard. Bueckers also shared 2 Freshman of the Year awards with Caitlin Clark, the Tamika Catchings Award and the WBCA Freshman of the Year. In her historic freshman season, Bueckers averaged 20 points, 5.8 assists, 4.9 rebounds, and 2.3 steals per game while shooting 46.4% from three-point range. She set a new record for most assists by a freshman at UConn with 168 and was recognized with the ESPY Award for Best Female College Athlete in July 2021. Many declared her freshman season one of the best in UConn and NCAA history, and at that moment, Bueckers seemed to be outshining even Caitlin Clark. Off the court, a role model and leader. While Paige Bueckers was dominating on the court, she was also making a significant impact off the court. From the beginning of her college career, Bueckers has been vocal about social justice issues, using her platform to speak out against racial injustice and advocate for equality. During her freshman year, she dedicated her ESPY Award to Black women, acknowledging the challenges they face and calling for more support and recognition for their contributions. Bueckers' leadership extends beyond her words. She's been involved in various charitable efforts, including raising funds for underserved communities and supporting youth basketball programs. Her commitment to giving back is deeply rooted in her belief that she has a responsibility to use her platform for good. Bueckers has often spoken about the importance of being a role model for young girls, particularly those who aspire to play basketball. She understands the influence she has and strives to inspire the next generation of athletes through both her actions and her achievements. Her leadership on the court is equally impressive. As a freshman, she was often seen rallying her teammates, offering encouragement, and holding herself accountable for her performance. Despite being one of the youngest players on the team, Bueckers was viewed as a leader by her peers, a testament to her maturity and understanding of the game. Her ability to lead by example, combined with her natural charisma, makes her a player that others look up to and follow. Sophomore season, overcoming adversity. Paige Bueckers' meteoric rise hit a roadblock in the summer of 2021. On April 30th, 2021, she underwent surgery on her right ankle to address an osteochondral defect that affected both the bone and cartilage. The surgery caused her to miss most off-season activities, but she was cleared to return by October in time for her sophomore season. Expectations were sky high for her second year at UConn, with many predicting she would continue to dominate the college basketball landscape. Bueckers kicked off her sophomore season with a bang, scoring a career-high 34 points along with 6 rebounds and 4 assists in a 95-80 win over Arkansas on November 14, 2021. Her 34 points tied the record for the most points scored in a season opener by a UConn player. It was clear that Bueckers had picked up right where she left off, and her performance only fueled the growing hype surrounding her. However, disaster struck on December 5, 2021, in a game against Notre Dame. Bueckers suffered a tibial plateau fracture in her left knee, which required surgery and extended her recovery time to 6 to 8 weeks. The injury also involved a torn lateral meniscus, which further prolonged her recovery. During her absence, UConn struggled, going 15-4, falling out of the top 10 in the AP poll for the first time since 2005, and snapping their long winning streaks against unranked and conference opponents. Bueckers' injury was a significant blow to both her and the team. For a player who'd been virtually unstoppable in her freshman year, the prospect of sitting out for an extended period was difficult to accept. Yet, Bueckers handled the situation with grace and determination. She focused on her rehabilitation, working tirelessly to regain her strength and mobility. Her dedication to her recovery was evident, and it wasn't long before she was back on the court. Bueckers returned to the court on February 25, 2022, in a game against St. John's, scoring 8 points in 13 minutes off the bench in a 93-38 win. Although her scoring output decreased after the injury, she continued to make an impact, particularly during the NCAA tournament. In the Elite Eight, against top-seeded NC State, Bueckers led UConn to a dramatic 98-87 double overtime victory, scoring 27 points, including 15 in overtime. She was named the most outstanding player of the Bridgeport Regional and helped UConn secure its 14th straight Final Four appearance. Despite a 2-month absence due to injury, Bueckers finished her sophomore season averaging 14.6 points, 4 rebounds, and 3.9 assists per game. Her ability to rise to the occasion in high-pressure moments earned her a spot on the Final Four All-Tournament team and honorable mention AP All-American honors. The season was a testament to her resilience and mental toughness as she overcame adversity and continued to perform at an elite level despite the challenges. The ACL injury and the road to recovery. After a challenging sophomore season, Bueckers was determined to return stronger. She planned to spend the summer training for another deep NCAA tournament run and a shot at the national championship. However, in a cruel twist of fate, on August 1st, 2022, Bueckers tore her ACL in her left knee during a pickup game. The injury would force her to miss the entire 2022-2023 season. The news of Bueckers' ACL injury sent shockwaves through the basketball community. For a player of her caliber, an ACL tear is a significant setback, and the recovery process is long and grueling. Bueckers faced the prospect of sitting out an entire season, watching from the sidelines as her team competed without her. For someone as competitive and driven as Bueckers, the thought of not being able to contribute on the court was undoubtedly difficult. Despite the setback, Bueckers remained determined to return to her peak form. She approached her rehabilitation with the same intensity and focus that she brought to her game. The road to recovery was long, but Bueckers stayed positive, leaning on her support system of family, friends, teammates, and coaches. She also kept herself mentally engaged with the team, attending practices, meetings, and games, offering her insights and support to her teammates. UConn's season without Bueckers was challenging. The team fell short of expectations, losing to Ohio State in the Sweet 16 of the 2023 NCAA tournament. It marked the first time UConn missed the Final Four since 2008, highlighting just how much they missed Bueckers' presence on the court. However, her absence also allowed other players to step up and develop, which could prove beneficial for the team's depth in the future. On August 9, 2023, Bueckers announced that she had been fully cleared to return to basketball, just in time for her redshirt junior season. The announcement was met with excitement and anticipation, as fans and analysts alike eagerly awaited her return to the court. Entering the 2023-2024 season, she was named a preseason AP All-American and the Big East Preseason Player of the Year. Returned to dominance in 2023-2024. Paige Bueckers made her long-awaited return on November 8, 2023, scoring 8 points, grabbing 7 rebounds, and dishing out 4 assists in a 102-58 win over Dayton. She showed flashes of her old self, and just a week later, on November 16th, she scored 31 points in a hard-fought loss to second-ranked UCLA. Bueckers was officially back. Her return was more than just a comeback. It was a statement. Bueckers proved she could overcome adversity and return to the level of play that had made her a household name. On December 10th, Bueckers achieved yet another milestone, matching Maya Moore's record as the fastest UConn player to reach 1,000 career points. She accomplished the feat in just 55 games, scoring 26 points in a 76-64 win over North Carolina. As the season progressed, Bueckers continued to shine. On January 17, 2024, she recorded a season-high 32 points and 7 rebounds in an 83-59 win against Seton Hall. Bueckers' dominance carried over into the postseason. In the Big East Tournament Final, she scored 27 points and blocked 5 shots, leading UConn to a 78-42 victory over Georgetown and earning the Most Outstanding Player award. In the NCAA tournament, she reached her season high of 32 points again in the second round against Syracuse, adding 10 rebounds, 6 assists, and 4 steals to help secure a 72-64 win. UConn's journey ended in the Final Four, where they lost narrowly to Caitlin Clark and Iowa in a 71-69 thriller. However, Bueckers had done enough to earn a spot on the WBCA Coaches, AP, and USBWA First Team All-American lists for the second time in her career. The 2023-2024 season was a triumphant return for Bueckers, as she once again established herself as one of the top players in college basketball. The decision to stay at UConn. After the 2023-2024 season, Bueckers had a decision to make. She was projected as a top 3 pick in the 2024 WNBA draft, but instead of declaring early, she chose to return to UConn for her redshirt junior season. The decision was surprising to some, given her status as one of the best players in the country, but it also made sense given her goals and circumstances. For Bueckers, the decision to stay at UConn was about more than just basketball. She's always been a team-oriented player, and the opportunity to compete for another national championship was a major factor in her decision. With Caitlin Clark and other stars heading to the WNBA, Bueckers will likely be the face of women's basketball in 2024-2025. The decision to stay in school could also make financial sense, as her NIL deals are likely more lucrative than a rookie WNBA salary. By staying at UConn, Bueckers can continue to build her brand, further develop her game, and potentially lead her team to another title. Standing at 6 feet tall with exceptional speed, agility, and basketball IQ, Bueckers is widely praised for her passing, defensive skills, and scoring ability at all 3 levels. Analysts, like Monica McNutt, consider her one of the best playmakers in the game, and her pull-up jumper's been compared to Sue Bird's signature shot. Her confidence and ability to score in clutch moments have drawn comparisons to Diana Taurasi, while her versatility and leadership are often likened to Breanna Stewart. Since high school, Bueckers has been seen as a generational talent, with praise from legends like Dawn Staley, Cheryl Reeve, and even Taurasi herself. As she prepares for what could be her final season at UConn, the basketball world is eagerly watching to see if she can deliver a national championship and solidify her place as one of the all-time greats. What lies ahead for Paige Bueckers? As Paige Bueckers heads into the 2024-2025 season, the expectations are higher than ever. With Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese heading to the WNBA, Bueckers will have the spotlight firmly on her as the biggest name in women's college basketball. She's already proven herself to be one of the top players in the game, but the upcoming season offers her a chance to cement her legacy. The future holds many possibilities for Bueckers. She has the talent and drive to lead UConn to another Final Four and potentially capture that elusive national championship. Her decision to stay in college also means that she has more time to hone her skills, continue to grow as a leader, and further develop her basketball IQ. Bueckers is not just focused on her individual success. She is committed to helping her team achieve greatness. In addition to her college career, Bueckers' future in the WNBA looks bright. She's expected to be a high draft pick when she eventually declares for the draft, and her skill set is tailor-made for the professional game. Her ability to score, facilitate, and defend at a high level will make her an immediate impact player in the WNBA. Furthermore, her marketability and popularity will likely make her one of the faces of the league, following in the footsteps of players like Taurasi, Bird, and Stewart. Bueckers' journey has been filled with highs and lows, triumphs and setbacks, but through it all, she's remained focused on her goals. Her resilience, work ethic, and passion for the game have set her apart from her peers, and her story is far from over. As she continues to write her basketball legacy, one thing is certain. Paige Bueckers is a generational talent, and the basketball world is fortunate to witness her journey. Will she lead UConn to another Final Four and claim that elusive national championship? Can she continue to defy the odds and overcome injuries to fulfill her destiny as the next face of women's basketball? One thing is certain. Paige Bueckers is not done writing her basketball story. The world will be watching her every move, and the next chapter promises to be just as thrilling as the last.